some NBA talk. First of all, the breaking news that occurred today. Nico Harrison is out in Dallas about 7 or 8 months too late. It should have been fired on February 2nd, the night after he traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. Mavericks fans have been chanting "Fire Nico" every home game since then. They blew a 13-point lead last night, which was apparently the final straw. But the weird thing here to me is, if you're going to fire Nico, you should have did it at the end of the season. I don't think it's fair to Nico Harrison to say, hey, you get the number 1 pick, draft Cooper Flag. You trade for Kyrie Irving. Oh, he's out for the year and injured. Oh, Anthony Davis, he can never stay healthy. It looks like he's injured again. And now, because we're 14th in the West at 3-8, we're just going to fire you. That, to me, I think Nico deserved to have his job fired after the Luka trade, but the timing of this to me is weird. It's like, oh, we're off to a bad start. We got to blame somebody. Let's blame the guy that traded Luka and let's finally fire him.
Yeah, I think part of it is the Mavericks are seeing how well the Lakers are playing this season with Luka, even without LeBron James.
Without LeBron. And Austin Reeves has been incredible. And that's a J.J. Redick thing too, by the way.
J.J. Redick, when I first heard they hired him, I was like, what? I don't get this. It smelled of like a LeBron-esque move, and yet he's proven to be a legitimate head coach.
I think the NBA is going to lean a lot more towards these Ben Johnson, because that's what J.J. Redick sort of reminds me of, is that the NFL version of Ben Johnson. Young, offensive-minded, analytical. It's kind of what Joe Mazzulla is in Boston. And Jason Kidd is sort of the opposite old-school guy in Dallas. And they have mostly all bigs. So they tried playing Cooper Flag at point forward. It has not necessarily worked out. Now they're going to move Cooper Flag back to the small forward. You know, we said it. Rookies don't have a big impact in the NBA. And I know I was a little bit higher on Dallas. I thought they could maybe be a playoff team. You did not see it. But I don't think either of us expected them to be second to last in the Western Conference.
Yeah. And I don't think it was just the fact that they blew a 13-point lead. Did you see the interaction? I think it was the Mavericks owner that he had with the Lakers fan on the sideline.
No, I did not see that at all.
So I'll try to find it for you, but it was like there was like an interaction with the Mavericks owner and a Lakers fan wearing a Luka jersey. And apparently the Mavericks owner was saying like, you know, I'm going to do right by this for the fans and whatnot.
Wow. And that's the new owner, by the way. That's obviously not Mark Cuban. You know what? How funny would it be if the Mavericks and Lakers made another deal and they traded Anthony Davis or like Kyrie to the Lakers?
By the way, Patrick Dumont is the Mavericks owner.
Okay. Yeah, it just sucks for Mavs fans, man.
Yeah. And this is only the start of the issues the Mavericks are happening, because they share the American Airlines Center with the Dallas Stars of the NHL. And those two are having legal issues about stuff with American Airlines Center. I don't know all the details, so I'm not going to try and get more into it. But those two are like basically suing each other about who owns American Airlines Center and what they can do with it. It sounds like the Stars want to try and move out and build their own arena, but the Mavericks are holding them hostage. I think I have all the details right. I don't know, but that's the extent of it that I know.
Sounds like the season of hell there in Dallas. But what it has not been the season of hell is the NBA ratings. Josh, this number, did you see the number? Because if not, I'll tell it to you. This number is astonishing.
No, I did not see this.
That according to the NBA, and this is a quick note here, national televised games. So that includes games on Amazon Prime, Peacock, ESPN, NBC, etc. They are up in ratings by a whopping 92% compared to last year. Now, what are the reasons for this? I don't think it has to do anything with the way teams are playing. I don't think everybody is tuning in to see the Thunder or the Nuggets or the Lakers or the Pistons or the Cavs or the Bulls or any of these early teams. I think it all mostly has to do with the games are now accessible. They're on Amazon Prime. You can get them on streaming. They're on NBC. They're on broadcast, as opposed to them being on TNT and not everybody having a cable subscription, and the fact that they are on every single night. So instead of you having to just watch ESPN on Wednesday and Friday and then TNT on Tuesday, now you get NBC on Tuesday, Peacock on Monday, Prime on Friday, ESPN on Saturday or Wednesday or whatever day they're on. So it's accessibility. And not only that, but with the streaming packages now these teams have for their local teams, everybody but the Rockets apparently has one now, is what is allowing for these fans to watch their team.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think the NBA is trying to put good matchups on these networks.
That, and they're trying to market their stars a little more, the Cade Cunninghams of the world. They had them on against the Wizards on Peacock Monday night. You have your SGAs, obviously. I'll say this. I think early in the season, this NBA season, there has been little to no defense being played. We saw the Cavs go to double overtime last night against Miami. Cade Cunningham missed 30 freaking shots last night, the most by any NBA player in a regular season game ever. And all these teams are doing is shooting. They're putting up 120 points a game. I myself, again, particularly do not find that entertaining, but maybe it teaches its own.
By the way, the doubleheader tonight on NBC/Peacock is Boston Celtics at Philadelphia 76ers, followed by the Denver Nuggets at the Sacramento Kings.
I also do wonder this. Is this 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern /8 p.m. West Coast start time for the NBA helping West Coast viewership? Because we thought it would hurt Eastern time viewership, and maybe it has a little bit. But that would be interesting data to see if this experiment by the NBA to start these games at 11 o'clock Eastern is actually helping because of the West Coast viewership.
Right. But that means for us on the East Coast, games aren't ending till like 1 a.m.
at least. And for those games are on Peacock always because our local news is on at 11.
That is true. And by the way, the national game tomorrow on ESPN, Magic Knicks at 7, and then it'll be Lakers Thunder at 9:30.
Obviously, Lakers Thunder is a good game. I don't know. I tell you this all the time, and I know you really don't understand why. I can't get in the NBA till Christmas. That's when the NBA really starts for me.
No, I do understand why. Because you don't feel like that the first part of the regular season really matters. And you know what? I do get that.
I think the NBA needs to cut the season down to 60 games or start the season later.
You mean so they don't butt right up against the World Series?
I think they need to come right up to the World Series, and as football is winding down, we can get right into basketball. I don't think anyone's really paying too much attention to basketball in late October and early November when it is football, NFL, and college football now, because I think college football is becoming the second highest viewed sport behind the NFL. And the World Series in baseball just got double what the NBA Finals got for Game 7, and we only had one U.S. team representing our rating system.
I think part of that is Game 7 for the NBA Finals was Pacers Thunder, two small market teams. Whereas with Game 7 of the World Series, you had two very well-known franchises in the LA Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays. Both have a long storied history. The Thunder and the Pacers don't necessarily have that. So to me, that certainly ties into it as well.
No, you're right. I think of this viewership story wasn't MLB viewership was up 10%. And everybody considered that a huge win. The fact the NBA is up 92% tells you it's a network related issue.